Welcome back to Brand Champions. I'm Howard Wolpoff, your host. Again, this is brought to you by Teal, the agency. And today we're here talking branding with Kate and Noel from Marketing Mafia. And Kate, welcome to our conversation today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you here and really excited to talk branding with you. Obviously, you do a lot of different things with your clients. Tell me about the role branding plays in the conversations you start having with them at the beginning.
I would say it's one of the most important ones that we have right off the bat because we really want to understand the business or client's voice as well as like their positioning in the market. So understanding their brand is probably like the key part of beginning their strategy.
Which is really important to create that relationship and really drive them in the right direction. So are you playing a role with them with helping them to create that message, or are you taking their brand and then running with it in the different directions that you've decided to help market their business with?
I would say a little of both. Like some brands or some business owners really do understand their key points with their brand already, whereas some not necessarily. Like when I ask like the simple question of why should I go to, your business versus the same business down the street, like sometimes it's like it hasn't really like been a thought or a question. So like having them kind of like, so I would say it's a little of both.
Yeah, that's a key point because a lot of these companies have a strength of whatever they're selling and doing, but the concept of the brand, the concept of the competition is really not in their wheelhouse. It's not the hat that sits on their head the tightest, which is good that they come to you to find out these solutions. Now, with the way marketing is and there's so many different places to place a message, what are you focusing on with clients to really help get their message across to the right audience?
I mean, we really like to put them across the board for the most part. Depending on like their offer or their service will be like where we play off that. Like if we are going to do some type of paid advertising, we put money on like the platforms that make the most sense. So, but we do like to put them across the board regardless, because the more digital landscape that we can like acquire, the more likely that they will show up and be seen. So for the most part, it's very digitally, but we do help also on the like with getting out like mailers or like the local or helping them sponsor events or things like that.
It really has become a lot more challenging for companies because of digital, because of the way people view video, the length of time they do or don't put to watching something like that, the way they're not looking at TV commercials in the same way. It really does make your business challenging, but also very exciting when you really come up with the right solutions for the clients and then the response they get from it.
100%. Yeah, because you have to really understand their audience and their demographic to know where to really kind of push that message across, because depending on that platform sometimes just like an age bracket can like switch where we put information out and what kind of information.
What would you say is the strength of your agency that you bring to a client that really helps get their message across to their right audience?
Well, we've been doing this for 6 years, and just growing and playing across the digitally, like for our own business as well. Like, so the Mafia name kind of comes from the fact that I have specialists in each seat. So when you hire us, you don't just get one person, like a freelancer or something like that. I have a team of specialists that each like play their roles. So like the way the arting came up is kind of like a joke. Like I got a guy for that. Like you think that's cool? I got a guy for that. Like the Mafia. Like so, having a specialist in each spot has really helped to get a proper strategy in place, based off of the education of each of our team members.
Well, having grown up in New York City, I definitely can understand I got a guy from that mindset. So I appreciate that you're sharing that and focusing that with your clients. And we thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all this branding focus with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me too. I enjoyed it.
And thank you all for joining us as well. Having the right agency behind you to help strengthen your brand, to come up with the right campaign, to get out to your right audience is very challenging. So having the right ones to really put you through into the right direction is so important. And I'm glad that Kate was able to join us today to share a lot about what she's doing with her agency. Hopefully this is some of the directions that you're in. If not, she's a good resource to call on. But go out, have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time.